Some really good discussions from yesterday's video. You guys are talking about, how to achieve middle splits and whatnot. Definitely something that I'm not experienced in. I've had my periods of stretching, but I've never really committed myself to properly go after middle splits. But the effects are in the first couple of days is that I think there's an improvement in my mobility, definitely. I still feel like the adductors are key components in the squat. Releasing them gets you further into the squat and more upright. I definitely feel that. Some of the discussions that I've had with you guys has been really interesting. Some of you guys are saying don't stretch every day because of the micro trauma, kind of micro tears that you cause in the stretching, especially if you use the PNF stretching, the proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation, PNF, where you're basically loading the movement at the end range, or you're contracting the movement or the muscle in that end range. It's a workout itself, and it should be treated as such, not just some fluff that you do every single night. So anyway, I started doing that last night, and I remember lying on the floor for a good period of time on the wall, kind of, doing the spread. And I got up and I started feeling my hip flexors kind of they were so loose, I was kind of barely walking the first few steps. And then it occurred to me, some of you guys also mentioned that, your hip flexors should get addressed as well. Now that I'm actively stretching my groin, I thought to myself, as you saw there, it would be a good idea to actually give some love to the hip flexors, the iliacus, the psoas muscle, which are kind of primary hip flexors, along with the rectus femoris. So doing this stuff that you just saw, basically just standing knee kind of raise, addresses that. It really kind of gave me a good pump before squatting, and it kind of makes your whole kind of hip girdle feel better. A lot of you guys have said to me in the past, and that you're kind of struggling to keep your back flat in the bottom of the squat. And what I've said to you guys in the past, in previous videos, is to do this exercise, because the one muscle that kind of makes your back flat when you're really in a deep hip flexed position is the psoas. The psoas basically originates from the lumbar spine and inserts into the proximal or the closest portion of the femur. And so when that guy contracts, you'll have basically those 2 points come together. So if you want to have a flat back in the bottom of a squat, that's what you got to do. Obviously, there's other things going on. If you're rounding your spine in the bottom of the squat, it could be your adductors as well. They've reached the end range of motion and they pull on your whole system and around your back. So lots of things going on. But I think for me, if I'm actively hitting the groin area every single day now with light stretches, I'm not doing crazy stretches. I'm not doing weighted stretches at all. I thought it would be a good thing to address them once or twice or 3 times a week with these standing hip flexion exercises, as you just saw. So I can tell you, as I've already said, 2 days in, and I already feel like my mobility's increased. So I'm really, really happy how this is going. But I feel like, now that I've just finished the workout, I'm doing this voiceover. I've again not done calf raises. The workout today has been 1 hour and 45 minutes, and basically I'm done, basically. So I started with the hip flexion exercise that you saw there, the knee raise, went into the squat, then I went into the GHDs and I loaded them up again with the barbell, and then after that I did some pull-ups. So that's a lot of exercises for a given session, and once again the calves are being left off the table again. I'm still keen to train them. It's just now that I'm kind of reintroducing the upper body, I'm finding it hard to kind of do everything, you know what I mean? And I know you need frequency with carbs, so I'm still trying to work out what to do. In the back of my mind right now, as I'm talking to you guys, I'm thinking about actually just doing a second session, kind of just before sleep, just pump out 5 sets of 30 single leg standing calf raises and just leave it at that. Why can't I do that, right? It doesn't all have to be in the same session. So I think that will be a good way to kind of address the calves. But the majority of my attention right now is in the lunges, the GHDs, as you saw there, as you're going to see, weighted GHDs. So those two are my guys. The GHD and the lunges, I love those exercises. They're going to be staple for moving forward, along with the squat. And then obviously the other attention is getting the middle splits. I'm calling it middle splits, but really all I'm really trying to do is address the adductors to chill out a little bit, get some length into them. So my, external, let me say that again. So my abductors, hip abductors, TFL and glute med, have less of a hard time. because the adductor is not as stressed out and tight. And so 180 right here. This felt pretty good. I think I saw it once. From memory, it looked pretty good as well. So let's have a look again here. Yeah, that looked pretty good. So I'm quite happy with that. Yesterday I did a whole bunch of lunges, so there's some leg fatigue there, and it still moved well. So I feel like I'm going in the right direction. The hip doesn't hurt. Knock on wood, knock on my skull. So I'm really happy about that. I feel like finally I've worked out exactly what's up. It's taken me a freaking month or two now to come up with the GHD, the lunge, and now the adductor stretch. But man, I just saw this here. I don't know if you guys saw that bit of a imbalanced rep there. My GHD is pissing me off. I've got screws holding that foam into the wood, and the screws are now coming out. If I put the screws more into the wood, then the foam comes off. So, and just in that rep there, my Achilles hit that screw, and it was an uncomfortable feeling. So I tried to kind of like jimmy my way around mid-set, which is not ideal. I missed out on a GHD locally here. It was up for sale for $300 that I was looking in, and 2 hours, freaking old post, and it already got picked up, snapped up. So I missed out on that. I'm still kind of looking for a second-hand version. I still can't justify spending $1,000, man, on this thing. So if I can pick something up between $200 or $300, I think that's a good investment. Even though it's a mammoth of a thing, I'm using it freaking every other day. It's a staple in my training life right now. So I really want to, invest my money in that. Definitely, I can't, recommend it more. I can't recommend it enough. I love it. So that's something that I'm looking to do. Definitely. So basically what I'm doing is addressing the whole hip girdle. I know some of you guys have laughed at me and you basically said the key is everything. One of you guys said that. Yeah, the key is the quads. You need the quads to push. You need the adductors to push. You need the hamstrings long. You need the glutes to be strong. You need your lower back to be strong. You need your calves to be strong. You need everything to be strong. I guess I've done my round around the world of the human body. I've kind of run around. And what I have now is basically a bit of a library of information in my head and what really matters. It's like this. You basically have to be adaptive with your training. You have to be receptive to the feedback that you're getting. You have to be reactive. If you write a plan in this week and you're stubborn with it and you want to continue for a month and the body's telling you no, something's going on, you're doing yourself not a favor, man. You have to address things as they pop up. And with time comes with knowledge. Yeah, you can go to experts and coaches and pay money to get sorted out. But even then, man, you're not guaranteed you're going to get a physio who really knows what's up. A physio that lifts, a physio that understands what a squat is. A lot of these guys go to the university, pick up all the knowledge, but they don't really know what it's like to have 200 kilos on their back or 150 kilos on their back. So if you have somebody in your life like that really knows what's up and is a lifter, then that's a real commodity to have. I've always had an approach because of my nursing background that I'll work it out, man. I feel like I have enough medical knowledge, medical terminology, physiology to kind of read and understand what's going on and basically trial and error. Dead hang pull-ups. One of you guys said, are you doing pull-ups again? Yeah, so the other day was the first time. This is the second session. I got 12 here. I did 3 sets, 12 at 10, and then did a set of 6. Still trying to kind of ease into it. For some reason, man, it's really weird, man. Like, I haven't done any upper body for 2 months. I can still kind of get 12 dead hand pull-ups. Really pleased about that. I don't know why the upper body's kind of maintained its strength, but it has. So that's a really cool thing, man. It's a really, really cool thing. So yeah, I don't know. It's like one of those movements that I'm just born to do well. I know guys that struggle with pull-ups completely, but they can squat more than me. It's just one of those kind of strange things. Every single time that somebody says to me, I've got shoulder pain or whatever, I always say to them, man, just do some pulling and do some hanging, really. I know you can do rows and all sorts of things, but I've always kind of preferred pull-ups because of several different things. Well, number one, you're decompressing your spine. You're just hanging there. And two, I don't know whether you believe in evolution or God or whatever, but we're built like monkeys. We really are. So we really benefit from just hanging. It does something to our joints. The shoulder loves it. The spine loves it. I always feel amazing after doing pull-ups. I don't feel amazing all the time doing squats or deadlifts or rows or bench press. Nothing really feels as natural as this. Just hanging there feels amazing. I don't know. That's my experience with it. So if you have any sort of shoulder issues and you can't do a single freaking pull-up, try and hang there for a bit of time. That's what I would recommend. All right, guys, another day, another session. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.